General Services.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Marion Everhart, Gordon Sanders in with you along with Maddie Ingram, and we are getting ready for our championship game of the evening as the number 1 seed at Clopton Hawks take on the number 2 seed Elsberry Indians. We're going to break down all the action for you coming up in just a few moments, go over some keys to the game. And Gordon, that was quite a game we just had with Louisiana and Winfield.
Well, you requested maybe a little extended break between games if possible. So Greg and I thought that overtime would maybe be the best way to accomplish that. So
I really appreciate all your all's help. I was looking for that. My worry now is we had 2 fantastic games last night, and then we got to the championship game, and it didn't quite live up. So we're hoping this game is going to live up to every expectation that we have in this one.
On this game on paper, this good matchup. These teams, as we were talking about off air earlier,
yes,
have run into each other this season, and it was a heck of a ball game.
It was a 2-point win. It was for the conference win, as we talk about that. You know, that makes a big difference at the conference title. So when talking to some coaches between games, they decided, that if they were in Elsberry's position, the best revenge they could possibly get on Clopton for taking that conference win was to take their tournament championship trophy.
We've talked about the pros and cons of that at times in the past, because the conference win, ultimately a conference title is what you're playing for. But like you said, you win a tournament championship, that's huge. You take somebody's tournament championship from them who beat you in conference play, and that's also big.
That is big. We're going to talk about the keys to the game for you coming up as we got 10 minutes to go here in the pregame show as you're listening to high school basketball action from the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Center Locker Service, and PJ's Salon.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. During the process, I'll work closely with your lender and other professionals to make it as effortless as possible. I'm here with you every step of the way, so when you're ready to buy or sell, call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Tim Jenkins, Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM, sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
Gordon Sanders, Marianne Everhart from Clopton High School championship action. The Clopton Hawks looking to hold on to the championship trophy in their tournament this evening. We'll throw out some of the obvious keys of the game because they never change.
What you mean you don't want me to give those? Are you kidding?
If that's what we've got stacked up, hey, don't turn the ball over and make your free throws.
Hey, I think we're going to see a little bit of pressure. We're going to see a lot of pressure, I think, on both teams. I don't look for any zone defense this evening. I have a feeling, based on the aggressiveness of both teams, we're going to see a lot of man-to-man defense. For the Hawks, working the Evans brothers down low is going to be a big help, but they're going to have to go up against the big body of Kyle Turnbull, the senior from Elsberry. He is very good underneath the basket. He has a nice long wingspan, ended up able to get in there and get those rebounds, and he's got the experience over the 2 Evans brothers. Now, Tyler Koontz was big on Tuesday evening. They were able to shut him down a little bit on Thursday evening, but that's going to be a big factor for the Hawks this evening. If they can get Tyler on cue, he likes to shoot it from the outside, but he's not afraid to drive that baseline. getting him hot at the right time will be a big key for them. And staying out of foul trouble, obviously. We just talked about that. Jordan Genowine, one that has very quick hands for the Hawks. He and Caden Kinsler kind of mirror each other at times. Both very quick, very athletic, but have a tendency to get in a little bit of foul trouble. So it'll be key for both those players to stay on the court tonight for both squads. It's kind of hard to come up with, this one might have an edge here, or this one might have an edge there, because these are two really good teams, Gordon. They both, if Clopton hadn't beat Elsberry would have been the number 1 seed. So, you figure 2 points separated your number 1 and your number 2.
They do match up against each other very well. For smaller programs, they both have good size and great quickness. And Caleb Johnson, even though he doesn't have the same resume that, say, Tony Francis does, Caleb Johnson has impressed a lot of people from a coaching standpoint, and both of these communities are communities that take an awful lot of pride in their sports culture and the direction things are going.
And people he has impressed, Tony Francis is one of them. He talks about how well Caleb has done coaching these young men from Elsberry and how impressed he is with this group of boys. He said, for his gentlemen to have beat the last year reigning EMO conference champs were big for them, but he doesn't know that the Clopton Hawks understand exactly what that means, what kind of bullseye that puts on their back. So Elsberry obviously has lots of experience, lots of talent on their squad. That's going to take them deep into the postseason probably once again this year. So this one truly is going to be a toss-up.
I was going to say, since I started off with the somewhat lame turnovers and free throws, I'll wrap up with the equally lame. The team that has the better game is likely going to be the one that comes out on top.
The team that scores the most points, is that what you're saying, has a bigger number on the scoreboard?
I wasn't going to go that far with it.
But I appreciate your help. We got about 5 minutes before we tip this one off. We've got your starting lineups. Opening tip coming up next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, Bolin Chevrolet, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency.
Hello, this is Brittany Hinkey with Community State Bank of Missouri. Now is the perfect time to start saving for retirement. Community State Bank offers competitive rates on traditional and Roth IRAs. Unlike most investments, some contributions may be tax deductible and will grow either tax deferred or tax free. Come in and see one of our IRA representatives in Troy or Bowling Green to maximize your savings opportunities today. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Think about all that's important to you, your family, your possessions, and your future. Pick up the phone and call Rick Rodhouse from Country Financial. He, along with his staff, will assist you with insurance coverage to protect what matters most, in addition to preparing you for the future. Best of all, Rick will take the time to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. For coverage you need at a price you can afford, contact Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency in Pleasant Hill to chat about your insurance needs today.
Northeast Missouri Title Company is proud to serve Louisiana and the surrounding areas. They also believe, much like the area athletes, hard work and dedication are what lead to a winning team. Northeast Missouri Title Company wishes all area athletes the very best this season and hopes to see everyone out supporting their favorite teams with excitement and good sportsmanship. Northeast Missouri Title Company at 4th and Tennessee Streets in Louisiana.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102 brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Let's start with the home team on the scoreboard tonight. The Clopton Hawks in their home white jerseys, black numbers and red trim. They are starting a 6'2 senior wearing number 1, Tyler Coons. A 6' junior wearing number 3, Chase Hall. A 5'9 sophomore wearing number 11, Jordan Genowine. A 6'4 junior wearing number 42, Cash Evans. And a 6'3 sophomore wearing number 44, Kane Evans. For the Elsberry Indians, they are starting a junior wearing number 2, Bryce Irving. A senior wearing number 3, Evan Wilson. A senior wearing number 11, Caden Kinsler. A senior wearing number 14, Deshaun Dotson. And a senior wearing number 23, Kyle Turnbull. So as far as experience goes, Gordon, there are more seniors starting for the Elsberry Indians than there are for the Clopton Hawks, but I'm not sure it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, they're both balanced lineups. You're tempted to call the Clopton Hawks a young squad because they've got 2 sophomores in their starting lineup, but also 2 juniors and a seniors. It's the kind of balance you would expect to see in Coach Francis'
and those
program.
sophomores and juniors have a lot of varsity time. They played a lot of minutes for Coach Francis last year. Clopton comes into tonight's action with a 10-2 record, while Elsberry is 9-4. Elsberry faced some tough competition down in the Winfield tournament a little bit earlier this year, and have had some big games down that way. Of course, one of their losses, as we mentioned, came earlier this season to the Hawks on their own home court, and that was just a 2-point decision, 47-45. Yeah, and the sad part is, we're probably going to see them match up again against each other, possibly in the Bowling Green Invitational Tournament just a couple weeks away.
We'll keep an eye on how tight this ball game is called, because if it's called as tight as the last game was, it's quite possible both teams would have to deal with something neither coach wants to, and that's some foul trouble, as in the previous game, the third place game, saw an awful lot of key players get in foul trouble down the stretch.
The good news is we have 3 fresh referees on the court for this matchup.
It could also mean they've got fouls in them they haven't even thought about calling yet. So,
I mean, Phil Yazel, he's been doing this so long that he probably has fouls banked up from when him and Mark Bross, who was doing the other game, were reffing together. So who knows? So that's going to take care of the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show. We have your opening tip coming up next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Pogue Ford, Silex Banking Company, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Silex Banking Company wants to make your next lending experience simple and efficient. This is Michael Mudd, president of Silex Banking Company. Whether you're buying investment property, purchasing new equipment, or building a home, Silex Banking Company will put its hands-on lending staff to work for you. Open communication, low closing costs, and knowledge of the local market make Silex Banking Company a dependable choice for all your lending needs. Silex Banking Company, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Pepsi Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes. When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
All right, they're doing the in-house introductions now. Marion Everhart, Gordon Sanders, Maddie Ingram in with you, and they did it to me again. I wasn't quite ready. Maddie, they turn off the lights on me. I get scared. I have to get my phone.
They always do that to you.
They do.
How unkind.
I know. All these new fandangled things these kids do these days.
They're coming into Metallica. Sandman is entering.
So, again, going down the starting lineups. For Elsberry, they're starting Irvin, Wilson, Kinsler, Dodson, and Turnbull. For the Clopton Hawks, they've got Kuntz, Hall, Genowine, Evans, and Evans. Andy Van Beber doing the PA announcing tonight here for the final evening of the Clopton Invitational Tournament. While we have a moment, Gordon, still want to thank the communities for such another great, exciting week of high school basketball here at Clopton High School. It's been a lot of fun, and it's great when you get to see standing room only in the gyms.
Wrapping up with championship action, and it's only about a half hour or so after when you would have expected schedule-wise.
Yeah, we'll take that. That's better than it was last night, so we'll definitely take it. This game was set to start at 5 o'clock. We're starting at 5:36. Won't complain. This is part of the reason why Coach Tony Francis said they moved the tournament to start a little earlier, is so that we can, maybe get home a tad bit earlier and still have a Friday night.
I don't want to be the person to mention that there were some flurries just a little bit ago.
There was. So. Cash Evans jumping center against Turnbull, and it looks like Clopton's going to control the basketball as we start here the championship matchup. Chase Hall with the ball. He's guarded out front by by Wilson. Brings it near side to Genowine in the middle of Elsberry's bench. Looks inside now to Cash. Cash at the elbow, swings it far side to Kuntz. Kuntz guarded by Dodson. Finds Kane top of the key. Kane brings it back near side on the wing to Hall. Hall looks inside again, guarded in there by Wilson. Clopton seems to be very patient at the moment as they get the ball in the hands of Kuntz. Kuntz down low inside to Cash. Cash goes up, his shot off the glass, and it's up and good. Cash Evans starts things off with a 2-point lead for the Hawks. With the basketball is Kinsler. You've got to watch Kinsler. He's very quick and athletic. and is able to move has it very agile on the court. Kuntz smacks it away, and there's the first turnover. So it's Kuntz against Kinsler. Kuntz stops, pops. His shot off the glass is up, and it's no good. With the rebound was Kinsler, but he stepped out of bounds. So Kuntz will inbound it along the baseline on the near side. They get it right into Hall. I thought Hall would pull up for the three. Instead, he swings it to Cash. Cash over the far wing now to Genowine. Genowine looks for the screens, puts the ball in the court, takes it in the paint, and he goes up, shoots over top of everyone. Shot's no good. Comes away and gets his own rebound after a tip out by Cash. Cash back out to Genowine. Genowine pulls up for the long three, tries to bank it in, nothing there. Turnbull goes up for the rebound, and Evans.
He's going to pick up his first foul of the ball game, first foul against the Clopton Hawks.
2-0 our score, 6:47 to go here in the first quarter of this championship matchup.
Just went over the back on that one to collect the first foul.
Dodson dribbles with the left hand, brings it, hands it off to Irvin. Irvin gets it to Kinsler, now to Turnbull. Turnbull at the free throw line. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Dodson. Dodson now to Kinsler. Kinsler on the near side. Out to Irvin. Irvin skips it over far side. Long three by Dodson is no good. Ball goes out of bounds. They'll say it was last touch by the Hawks.
Tyler Kuntz getting a hand on it. It went out of bounds, and Elsberry will inbound the ball. Trailing 2-0 with this one just underway. Championship action from the Clopton tournament. We're at 6:20 still to go in the first quarter.
I thought maybe they were questioning the basketball that was given, but they were actually just wiping it off as they finally get it in the hands of Kinsler. Kinsler looks, waiting for somebody to move. They throw a long pass in up to Dodson. He's back between the circles, guarded by Genowine. Over the far wing now with it to Irvin. Irvin with crossover dribble down along the baseline. His shot's up, and it's good. Bryce Irving ties things up 2-2 with 6:08 to go here in the first. Full court defense from the Indians. Hall back to Cash. Cash throws a long pass up to Kane. Kane comes down into Turnbull, and that's one of those unfortunate positions for Kyle Turnbull, because as Kane came down, he was coming down at an angle and came right down on Turnbull.
And that's going to be Turnbull's first foul of the game.
So Hall once again with the ball on the inbounds pass from Cash Evans. Hall walks it across the timeline, guarded by Wilson. Man-to-man defense still from the Indians. There's a steal by Turnbull. He's got the numbers. He's going to go on, but no, they say he carried the basketball.
That dribble was just a little bit higher, and he palmed it when it was going over, so it's going to be a turnover. Had a good shot at a fairly easy bucket.
So Cash to inbound once again to Hall. Hall back to Cash. Over to Kuntz. Kuntz looks up to Genowine in the front court. Genowine all the way to the hole. Dishes it off to Kane, and Kane takes it to the hole. 4-2 our score. Hawks lead this one, 5.5 to go in the first.
Nice pass by Genowine.
Dotson at the head of Clopton's bench, dribbles with the right hand, spins at the elbow, kicks it out to Turnbull. Turnbull behind the arc. He takes in the paint, goes all the way around, and Cash is going to pick up his second foul. Coach Tony Francis is not going to be happy with that, and here comes Jason Hain.
Hain into the ball game. Cash Evans taking a seat with 2 fouls, and we've still got 5:24 to go in the first quarter of play.
So it looks like Kinsler will inbound along the baseline on the far side. Gets it right into Turnbull. Turnbull going against Hain. Kicks it out to Kinsler. Long three ball off the front of the rim. No good. Genowine goes high for the rebound. He comes away with it. Pushes it into the front court. He brings it near side to Hall. Hall working against Wilson. Working at the head of the Elsberry bench. Gets it down the near corner. Genowine up top to Hain. Hain swings it to Kuntz over on the far side. Guarded by Kinsler. Looks for some help. Now with it to Hall on the far side. Hall thought about the three. Wilson giving him room. Hall brings it back near side, and it's taken away by Kinsler and Wilson. There's the first turnover of the game for the Hawks. Irving gives a fake, works around. Shot up and good. Bryce Irving has all 4 points here for the Indians as we're not at 4, all 4 and 35 to go here in the first quarter. Genowine to Hall to Kane. Kane into the front court, back to Hall on the near side. Now finds Hain down in the near corner. Gets it to Kuntz. Long three from Kuntz. Thought he could bank it in, and it's Turnbull with the rebound. He holds strong. Kicks it out to Dodson. Dodson looks. Finds Wilson. He wants the tray. It's off the back of the rim. With the rebound is Kuntz. He feeds it out to Hall. Hall, again, guarded by Wilson in the backcourt. Pushes across the timeline. Over the far side to Hain. Hain guarded by Turnbull. Needs some help. Finds it Genowine between the circles. Genowine guarded by Irving. Back to Kuntz on the far side. Kuntz takes it down the short corner. Up to the hole. Turnbull denies it. But Genowine comes away with the loose ball. Throws it up to Hall. And Hall is hit by Wilson.
Wilson's going to get tagged for the foul.
Again, another foul where just positioning happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That was a big block down low by Turnbull and won't be his last of the evening, more than likely.
4-all, 3:38 to go here in the first. Kane Evans to inbound. They get it right into Hall. Hall again guarded by Wilson. Still man-to-man defense. Brings it near side to Hain. Hain at the head of Elsberry's bench. Looks inside to Kane. Kane works his way around. He goes up. Count the bucket. Kane Evans now with 4. Back to a 2-point lead for the Hawks. 6-4. 3:24 to go here in the first. Dotson. Crossover dribble. Takes it to the free throw line. In the paint. He steps up. Follows his shot. Haynes able to wrangle the rebound. He outlets to Kane. Kane hands it to Hall. Hawks are headed back the other direction. Finds Genowine on the near side. He takes it down the short corner, and Caden Kinsler's going to pick up the foul. And boy, these officials know how to make liars out of me. I thought that fresh set of officials, fresh set of, intentions, I guess. We're not going to call this close, but boy, they're not giving them much room.
That foul on Kinsler is his first. 3-team fouls for the Indians.
Genowine drives the baseline, goes up strong. His shot's up and good.
Nice finish that time by Genowine.
It's a 4-point lead for the Hawks. 8-4, 2:55 to go here in the first. Kinsler once again with the basketball. Looks for the screen from Turnbull. Works it around, brings it near side to Dotson. Dotson checks back with Coach Johnson as he changes the offense. Still man-to-man defense from the Hawks. Genowine giving Dotson room as Dotson brings it back near side to Wilson. Back to Dotson, a little pitch and catch. Turnbull comes out for the screen. Dotson kicks it out to Irvin. Irvin tries to find some space, and they're going to call a travel.
Irving's going to turn the ball over. Goes back in the hands of the Clopton Hawks, who are up right now 8-4 over the Elsberry Indians with 2:29 to go in the first quarter of play.
Third turnover for the Indians here in the first.
Full court pressure.
Evans, that's Kane with it to Hall. Hall looks, gets in the front court to Hain. Hain, back to Hall. Hall fakes it over to Kuntz. Brings it to the near side, down to Genowine. Genowine in a trap situation, tries to feed it to Hall that was down in the paint. It was knocked out of bounds, saying last touch by the Hawks, so another turnover for Clopton. 8-4 our score, Hawks on top, 2:08 to go in the first. Dotson with the basketball, calls out the play as he crosses the timeline.
Hawks have dropped back defensively. They're just going to pick up Elsberry as they set up their offense.
Now with his Kinsler, he's looking for the big bomb, and he gets it. Caden Kinsler with the tray. It's a 1-point game. Hawks on top by 1, 8-7. We're down to 1:45 to go in the first. Kuntz with it. Goes all the way in. He goes up. It's denied again by Turnbull. He gets another block, his second of the night. With it now is Irvin. Irvin brings it near side to Dotson. Dotson finds Kinsler. He wants another tray. It's off the mark. With it again is Kuntz. Kuntz, he's taking his time. Slows things down, lets his offense get set up in the front court. He'll be picked up by Dotson. Finds Genowine over on the far side. Genowine gives it down low to Kane. Kane goes up off the glass. His shot's up and good. It's back to a 3-point lead. 10-7, 1:08 to go in the first. Dotson again brings it to the near side. Now moves back over to the far wing. Looks, hands it off to Kinsler. Kinsler, top of the key, brings it near side to Irvin. Irvin working that weave over to Dotson on the far side. Dotson stands on the wing, looks down low to Turnbull. Turnbull takes it along the baseline underneath, and they're going to say stepped out of bounds.
Elsberry turnover gives the ball back to the Clopton Hawks, who've got a 3-point lead with under a minute to go in the first quarter of play. Championship action at Clopton High School.
Got some substitutions that came into the basketball game as Dotson and Irving had a seat. Looks like Reller enters the game along with Ben Dowles. So Gavin Reller and Ben Dow into the ball game now as Reller's guarding Hall. And we've got an illegal screen, I believe, and that's against Hain. Jason Hain picks up his first, team's third. 10-7 our score. Hawks on top by 3, 36 ticks to go here in the first quarter. With it is Kinsler. Kinsler, guarded by Kuntz, brings it to the top of the key, swings it to Wilson. Wilson looks down low to Turnbull. Turnbull goes up strong. His shot's up and good. His first points of the night. Back to a 1-point game. 10-9. Under 20 to go here in the first. Chase Hall slowly walks it across to the timeline. Again, he'll be picked up by Relly. Swings it over to the far side to Genowine. Genowine to Kane. Kane kicks it out to Hall. Hall wants a big three. It's net. Chase Hall with the tray. And at the end of the first quarter, the Hawks lead this one 13-9. We've got second quarter action coming your way next from the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Northeast Missouri Title Company, and Meyer Implement Company.
Lynn's Heritage House isn't your average senior living facility. At Lynn's, residents have an abundance of social and recreational activities, including trips to the Twin Pike Family YMCA, numerous craft projects, and even the occasional day trip around Pike County. As a resident, you can enjoy the same independent lifestyle you've always enjoyed, but with the peace of mind knowing that help is available when needed. For more information, visit Lynn's Heritage House, 800 Kelly Lane in Louisiana, or online at lynnsheritage.com.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
We're getting ready to start the second quarter. 13-9 is our score. Hawks lead this one. They've led by, well, this is the match is their largest lead of the night. Elsberry is yet to have the lead. Marion Everhart, Maddie Ingram, Gordon Satters in with you. Of course, we have others down with the pictures because, you know, we don't want to forget anybody with April Fronick, Liv Fronick, Tana Sanders, and there's probably others running around I just haven't seen yet.
And thank you to Greg Pitzer, who sat in with
Absolutely.
us for the first two ball games this evening as well.
So Dotson hands it off to Turnbull. Elsberry has the ball to start the second quarter. Dow with it over on the far wing. Brings it near side, hands it off to Irving. Irving looks, he's working against Kuntz. Back to Dow on the far wing. Little pitch and catch between the two. Irving fakes it back to Dow again on the far side. Reller with it. Reller looks to drain the three. It's a big one. It's off the back of the rim, hits the guide wire, and it goes back to the Hawks.
13-9 the score with the second quarter just underway. Championship action at the Clopton Tournament in Dale Miller Gymnasium on Ed Ledsey Court.
Chase Hall with the basketball. Taking this time as Coach Tony Francis calling out the play to his Hawks. Near side with it to Hain. Hain finds Kane Evans at the top of the key. Swings it over to Kuntz. Kuntz finds the hole. He drives the baseline. His shot's up and good. And Tyler Kuntz with his first points of the night. And it's the largest lead of the night for the Hawks now at 6, 15-9. 7:10 to go here in the first half. Irving to Dow. Dow out to Turnbull. Turnbull, long three, and it's money. Kyle Turnbull drains the three, and it's a three-point game. 6:55 to go in the half, 15-12. Hawks on top. Hall with the basketball once again. He's guarded by Reller. Still man-to-man defense from the Indians. Reller gives Hall some space. He takes over the far wing. Finds Evans top of the key. Brings it near side to Haynes. Haynes looks down low. He has his pocket picked, and Irvin gets the steal. He pushes it into the front court. Dishes it off to Dow. Dow to the elbow. Out to Turnbull. Swings again. Long three on the way. It's short. Chasing down the loose basketball was Clopton, and a couple of players end up out of bounds, but Elsberry comes back with the ball. Dow wants in the scorebooks. It rims in, out, comes out again, but Turnbull there for the putback. His shot's no good, but he's headed to the free throw line for the first trips to the charity stripe tonight for either team on the foul from Kane Evans.
That was a great job by Bryce Irving to keep the ball in play that time right before the bodies hit the floor. Good follow-up by Turnbull, but he was fouled, couldn't get to go. Finds himself missing his first free throw as well.
15-12 our score, 6:14 to go here in the first half. Hawks on top as Turnbull stands at the charity stripe for his second. Free throw shot is nothing but net. Back to a 2-point game. Hall with the basketball for the Hawks. Elsberry content in a half-court defense as Reller will again pick up Hall as he crosses the timeline. Hall brings it to the near side at the head of Elsberry's bench. Stands up top dribbling. Gets it off to Genowine. Genowine guarded by Kinsler. Genowine takes in the paint, dishes it off to Kane. Kane count the bucket and the foul.
Kane Evans going to the free throw line. He's already got 8 points in the first quarter, in the first half of play, and looking to make it 9.
Josh Harvey up off the bench. He's going to come in. He'll come in for Hain. Cash Evans sitting on the bench as he got 2 fouls early in the first quarter, so I'm sure we won't see him to the second half. Kane Evans at the free throw line, dribbles, spins the ball in his hand, shot up on the way. It's off the back of the rim. Kyle Turnbull, tall with the rebound. He kicks it out to Dotson. Dotson finds a hole, kicks it to Kinsler. Kinsler all the way around from the right-hand side. His hook shot's up and good. Caden Kinsler now with 5 and work. It's a 2-point gain, 17-15.
Nice finish by Kinsler.
Irving not giving Hall much room. Gets it over to Kuntz on the far wing. Kuntz guarded by Dotson. Little contact going on as Hall finds the lane. Back out to Evans. Evans swings it to Harvey. Harvey, one dribble, finds Kuntz, and it's knocked away. Kane Evans is there for the finish, though. Back to a 4-point lead. What could have been a mess for the Hawks turned into something productive with 5 minutes to go in the half. 19-15, Hawks on top by 4. Dotson comes back.
Dotson going to get called for the travel. Kane Evans with more than half of the Clopton Hawk points in the first half of play. He's already in double digits with his brother Cash on the bench. They said Marianne, 2 fouls picked up early. We might not see him again until the second half.
Hall with it on the near side to Harvey. Harvey dribbling around. He's guarded by Wilson. Finds Hall once again, guarded by Irving. In the middle of Elsberry's bench. Hall takes it down to the free throw, or baseline. Back out to Harvey. Harvey wants a long 3, and it's net. Josh Harvey, the sophomore, coming off the bench, drains the 3 and extends the lead out to 7. It's the biggest lead of the night now for the Hawks, 22-15. Dotson comes back with an answer. No, it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Turnbull.
So the ball's going to go back into the hands of the Clopton Hawks. 4:25 to go in the first half of play. They're leading by 7.
Chase Hall walks it down. I think both teams have figured out the up and down game is not going to work too well for them. So they're taking their time, let their offenses get set up. Genowine, guarded against by Kinsler, takes it down, kicks it out to Kuntz. Kuntz wants a 3. It's short. Goes high for the ball was Wilson. They get it in the hands of Irving. Irving goes around. He shoots over top of everybody. Shot doesn't fall, but he's headed to the free throw line. Nice move by Bryce Irving as Jordan Genowine got in there and tried to swat at the ball. Had a nice shot at the basket. It just didn't fall for him, so he'll try and take 2 freebies from the charity stripe. I think Chase Hall's apologizing to Phil Yezel because I think he ran him over. Tyler Kuhn's getting some instruction from Coach Tony Francis. As Irving stands at the free throw line, first free throw shot off the back of the rim. Just a little too hard. Dotson and Kinsler clear back underneath the basket for the Hawks, so should they get a rebound, they can't go for a long pass. Irvin's second free throw shot is good, so it doesn't matter. Hall again taking his time.
No pressure from the Indians as the Hawks slowly bring it across half court.
22-16 is our score. 3:51 to go here in the first half. Kuntz with the basketball, being guarded by Dotson. Kuntz works it around, tries to find some space, gets it to Genowine, and it's knocked out of his hands, and Kinsler, with his quick fingers, gets a hold of it, takes it all the way to the other end, stops, pops, his shot's good. It's a 4-point game, 22-18. Hawks still on top, down to 3:29 to go here in the first half. Hall crosses into the front court, dishes it off to Harvey in the middle of Elsberry's bench. He's guarded by Wilson, now finds Genowine top of the key. Genowine's wanting to toss it down to Evans, but Kyle Turnbull's blocking that option. Hall in some trouble. He needs some help from somebody. And he gets it to Evans, and Coach Tony Francis calls a timeout to save the turnover with 3:06 to go in the second. Clopton leads Elsberry 22-18. We've got more from the Clopton Invitational headed your way here on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by McMaylor & Sons Backhoe and Excavating, Calumet of Missouri, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Hey, I'm Megan Smelser, a physical therapist with Advanced Physical Therapy in Bowling Green. Along with treating many orthopedic conditions, we treat many neurological conditions as well, from vertigo, post-concussion syndrome, post-stroke, multiple sclerosis, and we are certified in the BIG program that is a well-known treatment for Parkinson's. Our biggest goal is for you to get back to what matters to you, whether that be your favorite hobbies, keeping up with your children or your grandchildren, or simply getting around your home with ease. At Advance, we know you have a choice when it comes to physical therapy. We hope you choose Advance PT. We are conveniently located across from the high school track and football field. Call us today to schedule your next physical therapy appointment at 573-324-6079.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder, Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
On the inbounds play, they get the ball into Chase Hall, but Bryce Irving picks up the foul as he reached in and made contact. So that'll be his first foul. Indians fifth. 3:01 to go in the half. 22-18 our score. Hawks on top. This is a championship game of the 27th annual Clopton Invitational Tournament. Jordan Genuine with it. He's guarded by Kinsler. Kinsler picked his pocket a little earlier and took it down and put 2 points on the board. Genuine kicks it out to Kuntz. Kuntz works it around, loses the handle, able to hold on to it, looking for something. Now to Harvey, swings it to Hall. Hall wants a long three. It's off the back of the rim. Ball's loose. Kinsler tracks it down. Throws a long pass up. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Wilson. The Elsberry faithful are not happy about it. They wanted a foul as Kuntz fell into Wilson, and the ball went off of the Indians. Returning to the game is Hain for the Indians. Or excuse me, for the Hawks. As Josh Harvey takes a seat. So with the basketball is Hall. Hall working against Wilson still. Now finds Kane Evans top of the key. Evans to Genuine. Genuine's positioned himself at the top of the Elsberry bench. Now Hain top of the key. And he's going to travel.
The ball goes back to the Elsberry Indians, who trail right now by 4. 22-18 is the score. Clopton leading Elsberry with 2:11 to go in the first half. Championship action from Clopton High School.
Deshaun Dotson. Of course, his name also synonymous with cross country. We talked about that earlier. Big runner. Long three on the way. It's off the front of the rim. He dishes it off to Wilson. Wilson's shot's no good. Kuntz loses the basketball, and Dotson gets in there and gets it. That's the fifth turnover here in the second quarter for the Hawks. Down to 1:48 to go in the half. Hawks still on top by 4. Brings it near side to Kinsler. Kinsler down low to Turnbull. Turnbull working against Evans. He spins. His shot's up, and it's good.
Nice bucket by Turnbull that time on the post move.
It's a 2-point matchup. 22-20. Hawks on top by 2. Down to a minute and a half to go in the half. With it is Hall. Hall works it across. Between the legs as he's working against Wilson. Hands it off to Kuntz. To Hain. Hain needs some help. Gets it from Hall. Hall not getting any space from Wilson. Now near side with it to Genuine. Genuine and Kinsler match up the 2-11s. They kick it out to Hall. Hall takes it into the paint. He spins. Dishes it to Kuntz. Kuntz back to Hall. Killing some clock now as we're down to under a minute to go in the half. Kuntz looks. He spins. He's going to go up over top of everybody. And no, they called the charge. Kyle Turnbull hit the ground, and Tyler Kuntz has his first foul of the night.
Fine job by Turnbull of getting set that time as Kuntz went to the basket.
And we knew that this was going to be a physical game, and this has been everything we'd hoped for in a championship matchup. It's a 2-point difference as the Clopton Hawks lead the Elsberry Indians 22-20. We got 50 ticks to go in the half. Kinsler brings it across the timeline. He's picked up by Kuntz. Finds Turnbull right back to Kinsler now near side with it to Dotson. Dotson swings it in the near corner at the end of Clopton's bench to Irvin. Now Turnbull with it. Turnbull puts the ball in the court, takes it into the paint all the way around to the other side. His shot's up and good, and we're knotted 22-all.
Turnbull found the seam and an easy layup that time.
And here comes Kuntz back the other direction. Retakes the lead for the Hawks. A nice pass in the front. Wilson back the other direction. He's working against Evans. Back up top with it to Dotson. Dotson looks at the time. Down to 9 seconds. They'll go for the last shot. Gets it to Kinsler. Kinsler being guarded by Genowine. He knocks him down. Kinsler stops, pops, rims in, out, no good, and that is how it ends at the end of the first half. Boy, in this great championship game, Clopton leads Elsberry 24-22. We've got your halftime report coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 halftime report is coming up, brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Did you know our agency currently offers over 30 programs and services to our communities? The Women, Infant, and Children's Program, Infant through Adult Immunizations, car seat safety courses, diabetes counseling, and of course our amazing home health and hospice programs, just to name a few. Learn more by visiting our website at pikecountyhealth.org and see what services you and your family could benefit from.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana. And let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's now time for the Eagle 102 halftime report on KJFM, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
At the half, Clopton leads Elsberry by the score of 24-22. Marion Everhart, Gordon Sanders, and we're joined by Louisiana head coach Matt Smith. And first, coach, congratulations to you and your Bulldogs on that big, wonderful third-place win.
Absolutely. We needed a bounce-back win after playing Elsberry, and I'm super proud of our guys for that.
Talk to us a little bit about that game. Probably not the what you all were looking for with the big overtime.
Well, we had a come-to-Jesus talk yesterday at practice, and then we came out and practiced hard. So I told them, I said, you got to enjoy each other's success, you know. I mean, that's the hardest thing to do, I think, as a coach, is get your kids to buy into other kids being successful and getting a little more shine than you might get. And I thought they did a good job tonight. I thought we passed the ball well, and just a good team effort.
Talk a little bit about, you had some big threes in there from Kenny McCormick. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, man. Kenny never passes up a shot he don't like.
He doesn't find a three he doesn't like?
No, never. And he'll tell you about it as well. So, he's a good shooter. He's shot as far back as I can remember. He's always been a good shooter. He just got to figure out when's a good one, when's a bad one. But, he ain't scared, and I can appreciate that.
Wyatt Martin had a heck of a game.
Oh, man, I've been waiting for that kid to – once he gets it figured out, like the ins and outs of defense and stuff like that, these little things, I mean, he's going to be phenomenal. He works hard for me in the weight room. He's a big, strong kid. I told him the other day after Elsberry, I was like, listen, man, you make a layup and you work hard all the time, I mean, you're going to be so tough.
Big contributions in the paint.
Absolutely.
And in a game where you had to kind of battle, especially that first quarter, because Winfield kept going up.
Yep.
And you'd pull back into it, and then they'd go back up again by 5 or 6.
We haven't had a guy score in the post since I've been coaching here. I mean, we just haven't had that big body post presence. I mean, we had Caps last year a little bit, but he didn't have the moves quite like Wyatt's capable of doing.
He was solid. His finishes were really, really good down there. Contributed with some rebounds and some blocks.
Yeah, he looked good. He played really well tonight. He's a hard worker, and like I said, once he figures out the small things, like, his guy sets a screen, he's got to show a little more, boxing out, He's going to be tough. So I was really excited about it. I told him after the game, it's the best game he's played all year. And I know he's capable of doing it because he does it in practice every day. So.
Well, Coach, this is a big win. The overtime win always adds another layer to it. How is your team going to take that momentum with you into next week's matchups?
Well, first off, letting Donovan Richards get out there was so happy. He's been hurt. He practiced yesterday. I'm so happy to see him out there, I think the kids were really excited for him to get out there. I told him, I said, listen, if I get upset, you're going in, so you better be ready. So, it's just a huge win for us. I know they're a very good team. Well coached. They got some really good players. And
would you talk a little bit about Peter Nickel and the game plan there?
Oh, man, just not let him catch it is really what we was trying not to do. I mean, shooting.
And you did that by committee.
Yep. We talked about it. And, we'll work on it in practice. And, we watch film, obviously, and he shoots it about 50%, So I was like, guys, anytime he gets any type of space, he's money. I think he broke their school record last year and had a game of like 12 or 13 made threes. So I told our guys, listen, he cannot catch the ball. If he catches the ball, it's a problem. So
they did a heck of a job defensively.
Yeah, they did. Wyatt Harrison, he doesn't get a lot of credit, man. He works his butt off and every day, and he was kind of in foul trouble tonight and didn't play his best game, but, he guards everybody's best player, and he's just a tough kid. And Latrell's been, becoming a defender for us, so I'm excited about him as well. So
great ball game and a big win.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Coach, congratulations to you and your Bulldogs. We look forward to picking up more action with you all coming up in the near future. Please tell the Bulldogs we congratulate them as well. And thank you for stopping by and talking with us.
No problem. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything you do.
We are at the halftime report. We've got just a few moments left. Right now, the Hawks lead the Indians 24-22. We'll be back for second half action after this on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by the Mercantile Bank, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pepsi.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports comes health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at PCMH, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green Clopton and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athlete. I'm Eric Schaefer, certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM is brought to you by County Market in Louisiana and Vandalia, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
24-22 is our score here as the Clopton leads Elsberry at the half. Let's run down some quick halftime scoring numbers for you. For Clopton, leading the way right now is Kane Evans. He has 10 points. Tyler Kuntz with 4. Chase Hall and Josh Harvey each with 3. Jordan Genowine and Cash Evans with 2.
The Elsberry Indians getting all of their scoring from 3 individuals. They got 7 points from Caden Kinsler, 5 points from Bryce Irving, and 10 points from Kyle Turnbull.
All right, we'll see what adjustment those coaches made as everybody's in the huddles. We're getting ready to start the second half here from Clopton High School. Gordon, I think we can safely assume that this is what championship games are made of.
At this point, we've seen the ball game that we were kind of hoping to see
Absolutely.
going in. You never know sometimes if something goes off the rails, but on paper, the two ball clubs look like they would match up really well, and that's played out on the court.
Absolutely. How exciting. We hear the Clopton band, pep band in the background. They've done a nice job this week as they've been here. Missed I don't know if you all caught it, but I was watching, had a cheerleader backflip contest out here. I believe it was one of the Winfield cheerleaders, and two Clopton cheerleaders went all the way down the court doing backflips. So it's kind of been a week of fun here. Oh, maybe it was an Elsberry cheerleader. My apologies.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, well, maybe they have
or
the same
maybe
uniform.
somebody
There's
else.
a lot of red and black.
There's
out
a lot
there.
of red and black tonight.
They might have had an open competition on the backflips where if you're a cheerleader, you're in, period.
Possibly.
Broadcasters always get left out.
So we're waiting on the officials. Here they come. Like they've had nothing better to do tonight than just, kind of casually walk out onto the court.
They were
Outstanding hospitality room.
Oh, yeah, that's probably where they were, let's be honest.
a hospitality chili bowl.
They probably were getting some chili, that's right. As we start the second half, we've got Clopton with the basketball. They get Kuntz. Kuntz over to Hall. Hall. Looked like a little trap game coming out as it looks like Elsberry's gone into his zone defense. Cash Evans back in, and he immediately makes an impact as he takes it to the hole, makes it 26-22. I have to admit, I didn't see the zone defense coming from Elsberry. They did such a good job in the first half with their man-to-man. Dotson with it. He takes it in the paint, kicks it out to Wilson. Wilson all the way down. He goes up over top of everybody, and his shot's up and good. So Evan Wilson with it to his first points of the night. 26-24. We haven't even played a full minute here in the third. Kuntz. Back up to Hall. Hall stands in the circle. He brings it back, finds Cash. Cash looks down low, gets it to Genowine. Genowine drives the baseline. He goes up, kicks it off, and it's in the hands of Turnbull.
We'll probably find out in short order if that defensive change was one they're committed to or if they're just looking to mix things up.
Now throw Clopton off their game as they get started here in the second half. Kinsler, one dribble, picks it up, finds Wilson again, top of the key now to Irving. Irving on the near side from the elbow, back out to Dotson. Dotson wants a three. It's off the front of the rim. Kane and Dotson tie it up and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kane, they said.
Dotson does an outstanding job of reading his shot and crashing the basket.
He does. Dotson, a very good athlete as well. As Kinsler gets it right into Turnbull. Turnbull takes it to the elbow. Kicks it out to Irving. Irving on the far side brings it to the top of the key. Now on the far side to Dotson. Dotson finds the lane. Back out to Irving. He gives a fake. Brings it back, top of the key once again to Wilson. Now near side to Kinsler. Kinsler to Irving. Irving is going to get the offensive call as Genowine hit the ground.
Fine job picking up the charge by Genowine. Irving picks up the foul.
His second, team's first here of the half. 26-24 our score. Clopton on top by 2. 6:23 to go in the third. Elsberry comes out to meet Clopton at the half-court line, and here we're back to the man-to-man defense. Hall, guarded by Wilson. Over to the far side. Finds Kane. Kane tries to go inside to Cash, but it's taken away by Kinsler. Kinsler read it all the way, goes all the way down, lays it off the glass. Caden Kinsler ties this one up at 26 all, just under 6 minutes to go in the third.
There's that speed we were talking about from Kinsler as he quickly
man.
got out in front of the pack.
He did. Well, not only that, but to move from his position on the court to take away that pass. Over the far side with it to Hall. Hall 3-3 working against each other as Wilson not giving him any room. Cash comes out. He's guarded by Turnbull. Needs some help. Brings it near side to Genowine. Genowine again guarded by Kinsler. Looks inside. Now Kane comes out. Kane top of the key over the far side to Hall. Hall to Cash. Cash on the far elbow. Near side at the end of Clopton's bench to Genowine. Genowine pointing out directions. Now to Kuntz. Kuntz working against Dotson. Back to Genowine. He stands in the middle of Clopton's bench. Looks for something. Finds Kane now top of the key. Kane swings it far side to Hall. Hall holds the ball up. Looks for some room around Wilson. To Genowine. Down low to Kane. Kane wanted to go back door to Cash. Instead, he lays it off the glass, and it's good. He's got 12 on the night. Back to a 2-point lead for the Hawks. 28-26. 4:45 to go here in the third. With it is Irving. Irving over to Wilson. Wilson finds the baseline all the way to the hoop. Shots up and good. Evan Wilson with 4.
After a quiet first half, making his presence felt here in the second.
28 all our score, 4.5 to go in the third. Chase Hall working against Wilson up top of the key. Picks up his dribble, needs some help. Going to get from somewhere. And it's a takeaway by Wilson. Throws it out to Dotson. Dotson all alone, up off the glass, and it's good. Deshaun Dotson with his first points of the night, and it's the first lead of the ball game for Elsberry. 30-28. Indians on top. Hall, far side to Kuntz. Kuntz back up top to Kane. Kane lobs it back door to Cash, and that's another turnover. That is the 4th turnover here in the third quarter for the Hawks.
This is going to stay in the hands of Clopton as it went out of bounds last touch by the Indians.
Just under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Hall to Kuntz. Back to Hall. Swings it near side now to Genowine. Genowine looks. Now finds Kane. Kane at the bottom of Clopton's bench at the end. Brings it back up. Dishes it off to Kuntz. Kuntz looks. He takes it in the paint. Spin around. Shot up. It's no good. Cash tips it around. Gets the rebound. Back out to Genowine. Genowine works his way around. Feeds it out to Hall. Hall drives the baseline. Kicks it now to Kane. Kane inside to Cash. Back out to Hall again. Little triangle action. They get to Cash again. Into the paint. Works it around. Tries to create some space. Fingertip rolls. No good. Gets his own putback. And this time it's good. 30-30 our score. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Kinsler with the basketball. He's picked up by Kuntz. Looks for the screen from Turnbull. Kinsler works around. Down low. Goes up off the glass. Turnbull with the rebound. His putback's up and good.
Nice rebound and putback by Turnbull for his first points of the second half.
We're trading baskets here at Clopton High School. 2:45 to go in the third. 32-30, Indians on top of the Hawks. Genowine working against Kinsler. Looks for the screen. Takes it to the free throw line. He stops, pops. It's good. Jordan Genowine with his 4th point of the night. 32 all. Down to 2.5 to go in the third. Irving out to Wilson. Wilson goes up. His shot's good. He's got 6 here in the half. 34-32, 2:19 to go in the third. Hall, once again, takes his time, slow things down a little bit. Over the far side to Kane. Kane looks. He spins, goes up. His shot's no good, but he's headed to the free throw line.
Beat Dodson picking up that foul.
He went over top of 3 Indians to try and put that one up. His plan worked as he drew the foul, and now he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Kane standing at the charity stripe. First free throw shot is up and good.
2 minutes, 1 second left to go in the third quarter of play. 34-33 the score.
Wilson comes out. Dow returns to the ball game for the Indians.
Hawks having a chance to tie it up here at the free throw line.
Caden Kinsler and Tyler Kuntz over on the far side talking as Kane drains that one and knocks it at 34 all. Dotson brings it into the front court. He's picked up by Genowine. Now with it over to Irving. Irving has it taken away by Kane. Kane needs some help. Gets it from Hall. That's the first turnover in the second half by the Indians. Kane brings it into the front court. Over to Hall once again. Now to Kuntz. Kuntz directs traffic. Up top with it to Cash. Cash goes down low to Kane. Kane makes some space underneath. His shot's no good. Kuntz there for the rebound. His putback's no good. And now Dotson with the ball. Throws it up to Irving. Irving in some trouble out to Turnbull. Now with it to Dotson, and we got a timeout. Coach Caleb Johnson wants to talk to his Indians. We'll hear from some of our sponsors. 34 all our score, 1:21 to go in the third as you're listening to Clopton Championship action on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Knight Equipment Company, and Advanced Physical Therapy.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, and Bowie General Services.
34 all here with 1:21 to go in the third quarter. Marion Everhart, Gordon Sanders, Maddie Ingram with you here at the Clopton High School. And Gordon, this has been quite the matchup here in this championship game.
It's delivered everything that was anticipated coming into the ball game. Both squads have matched up well. Saw Cash Evans on the bench for a good portion of that first half. And then Clopton kind of realigning to a little bit different play here in the second with him in the lineup again.
Turnbull spins, his shot's up, no good. Dotson comes in, tips it out to Turnbull, and Dotson has it again now at the top of the key. Also in the ball game is Reller and Dow. Long shot on the way, and it's good by Deshaun Dotson. He's got a nice stroke on that one. It's back to a 2-point lead for the Indians, 36-34, under a minute to go here in the third. Kuntz with the basketball. Dotson comes out, puts some pressure on him. And he now brings it now to to Hall in the middle of Clopton's bench. Clopton moving it over now to Genowine. Genowine guarded by Reller. Works it, takes it down to the baseline. He's going to be fouled.
Elsberry going with a little bit smaller lineup with Wilson on the bench and kind of leaning into the quickness a little bit. Turnbull does a good job of keeping you honest in the paint.
They do, and that was the first foul on Gavin Reller.
Three-pointer up, no good, missed by Genowine.
So now with it is Kinsler. Kinsler into the front court. He's behind the arc. He stops, pops. His shot's off the back of the rim. Turnbull right there for the loose basketball. Back out to Kinsler again. First you don't succeed, try again. And he pushes it now, tries to get past Kuntz, backs it up. Looking to possibly go for the last shot as we're down to 10 seconds. Puts it in the hands of Dotson. Dotson to Kinsler. Kinsler spins, his shot's up, and it's good. Caden Kinsler gives Elsberry the largest lead they've had of the night as the third quarter comes to an end. And Elsberry leads Clopton 38-34. We've got your final quarter of action coming up next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Center Locker Service, and PJ's Salon.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat debit card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat debit card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Tim Jenkins, Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
38-34 is our score. Indians on top. This is their largest lead of the night as they had the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Irving gets over the far side to Kinsler. Kinsler down to Turnbull. His shot's up. It's no good. Genowine with the rebound. Genowine pushes it in the front court, trying to get around Reller. He stands now between the circles. Genowine waits for his offense to move. Looks for the screen from Cash. Genowine down. Stops, pops. His shot short. Goes out of bounds. Cash saves it, and he hits it back off of Wilson. Wilson tries to dive to save it from going out of bounds, but no luck. So it'll stay with Clopton under their own basket along the baseline on the near side. Kuntz to inbounds. Gets it right into Hall. Hall takes it back up top. Needs some help. Gets it to Kuntz. Ball's loose. Kuntz has it, and he gets it in the hands of Hall.
Good hustle.
Hall over to Genowine. Genowine down low to Cash. Cash shots up and good. 38-36, Indians still on top by 2. 7 minutes to go here in the ball game. With it is Wilson. Wilson over to Riller. Riller thought about the three, puts the ball on the court, hands it to Kinsler. Kinsler stops and pops. His shot's up and good. Caden Kinsler makes it 40-36. 6:50 to go in the game. Hall takes his time, slows it down, gets it to Genowine on the far side. Genowine starts the dribble. Now finds Kane between the circles. On the near side with it, now to Hall. Hall looks inside as Cash Evans and Turnbull fighting each other down in the paint. You get to Kuntz. Kuntz stands at the head of Clopton's bench, now to Hall. Hall thought about the three, but he realized he'd have to shoot over top of Wilson. Now up to Genowine. Genowine works, backs it up. Looks for the screen on the pick and roll. Genowine goes up. His shot's denied by Turnbull. He was hoping to draw that foul.
Easy block that time for the outstretched arm of Turnbull.
Dotson returns now for Reller. Kuntz will inbound the ball along the baseline on the near side. They get it over to Hall. Hall inside to Cash, goes between his hands, and they're saying it was touched by Dotson or Turnbull, so it'll stay with Clopton. 6:06 to go in the ball game. 40-36 is our score. Indians on top by 4. Kuntz inside to Hall. Hall picks up his dribble, now finds Kane between the circles. Kane fakes it, takes it to the elbow, now to Kuntz. Kuntz back up top to Hall. Hall back to Kuntz. Kuntz in the paint, kicks it out to Cash. Cash shots off the glass, and it's no good. Gets his own rebound. Putback still no good. Fights away, ball's loose. Kane comes away with it to Kuntz. Kuntz wants the three. It's off the rim, no good. And it's Kinsler that comes away with it. Kinsler pushes it in the front court, chased by Genowine. Finds Irving. Irving wants the three, and it's too hard. Kane comes away with the rebound.
Foul's going to go against Turnbull that time. Good rebound by Kane Evans.
And again, another situation I really believe, from our angle at least, it looks like, is that Turnbull was just in the wrong place when Kane came down into him. Fourth team foul for Elsberry, none for Clopton this half. Both teams played very clean basketball games. We're down to 5:25 to go in the ball game. It's a 4-point lead for the Indians, 40-36. Hall works it on the near side. Takes it over to the far wing. Needs some help, and it's taken away by Kinsler. Kinsler off to the races, all the way down, lays it up, and it's a 6-point lead for the Indians. So Genowine with it now. Coach Tony Francis wants to take a timeout to talk to his Hawks. We'll take a timeout to hear from some of our sponsors. With 5:03 to go here in the ball game, Elsberry leads Clopton at 42-36 as you're listening to high school basketball on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, Bolin Chevrolet, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rod House Insurance Agency.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
42-36 is our score. Elsberry leads Clopton in this championship basketball game. 5:03 to go in the ball game. This is an exciting one. Definitely one for the record books, and one that'll be talked about for sure. And I bet these two are already thinking about a rematch.
Yeah, knowing that they'll see each other, have opportunities to see each other again this season. This is one of those matchups and one of those elements to this game that we had talked about early on. Very familiar with each other, program-wise, club-wise.
So Chase Hall has it in the backcourt. He's picked up by Wilson, brings it to the near side. Crossover dribble, takes it, needs some help. Gets it to Kuntz. Kuntz on the far wing. Kuntz looks, surveys court. Looks like they're slowing it down just a little bit as Cash comes out in the near corner with it to Hall. He wants the three, and it's good. Chase Hall with his second tray of the night, and all of a sudden tightens things up, makes it 42-39. Dotson with it now as he's guarded by Genowine. Still man-to-man defense from the Hawks. Finds Kinsler over in the far wing. Kinsler to Turnbull. Turnbull back up top to Wilson. Wilson wants the three, and it's net. Evan Wilson with his first tray.
So Hawks get a big three-point shot from Hall, and then the Elsberry Indians get a big answer from Wilson.
45-39, 4 minutes to go in the ballgame. Kuntz at the head of Clopton's bench. Looks, puts the ball on the court. Brings it near side to Hall. Hall looking to Cash. Nothing there. Backs it up. Now with the left hand, goes down, hands it off to Kane. Kane to Cash, and Turnbull's going to reach over the back there and pick up his third foul. That'll be the fifth foul.
And obviously the Indians hoping to keep Turnbull out of foul trouble. We've still got 3:49 to go in the ball game, so he's in good shape here.
Get it right into Genowine. He drives the baseline. Goes out to Cash. Cash now to Kuntz. Kuntz wants the three, and it's good. Tyler Kuntz with the three. 45-42, 3:36 to go in the game.
Last time, Elsberry answered right back.
Turnbull comes out between the circles. Hands it off to Irving. Irving over with it to Dodson. Dodson to Kinsler. Kinsler stops, pops. His shot rolls around, and it's good. I'm not sure if he misses much at all, Kinsler.
10 points in the second half, 17 points in the game for Kinsler.
So with it is Hall. Picks up his dribble. He needs some help. Gets it to Kuntz. Kuntz down low to Cash. Cash up off the glass, and it's good. Cass Evans, after sitting most of the first half, has put up 8 here in the second half. 47-44. Indians on top by 3, but here comes Kinsler, and he's going to go to the free throw line. He's going to get to shoot 2.
Everybody helping Kinsler up. Looks like the foul might have gone against Cash, or, well, they're having a conversation with Genowine.
I think Genowine was asking Phil Yazel about it. He was telling him what he did wrong.
He did get tagged for the foul. That's his second.
First of the half for the Indians. Or excuse me, for the Hawks. First team foul. First free throw shots up and good by Kinsler. 48-44 our score. 2:49 to go here in the ball game. So he gets a second. On the way. Off the mark. That doesn't happen very often. With the rebound is Genowine. Genowine pushes it into the front court. He works it around. He's guarded by Dotson. Takes over the far side behind the back. Now down low. It's going to go off his foot out of bounds. No. They're going to say it touched Elsberry, and Elsberry faithful didn't like that call.
4-point lead for the Elsberry Indians. 2:36 to go in this championship game at Clopton Tournament.
And Bryce Irving's picking up his third foul. And that's the 6th team foul this half for the Indians. Kuntz looks to get it into somebody. Gets it into Genowine. Genowine wraps it up. Now to Kuntz. Kuntz drives the baseline. Dishes it off to Cash. Cash in some trouble. He's going to go to the free throw line. He's going to get to shoot 2. But will it be Kyle Turnbull's 4th?
Looks like it went against Irving. That'll be his 4th.
So Cash Evans stands at the free throw line. And for the next 2 minutes and 27 seconds, Clopton's going to do some free throw shooting. Off the back of the rim, no good.
Indians still up by 4, 48-44 with 2:27 to go in this championship game from the Clopton tournament. Cash Evans with a chance to bite a little bit more into that lead.
Evans shots on the way. It's off the back of the rim. Ball's loose. Turnbull comes away with it. So it's Kinsler. We got a timeout. Coach Caleb Johnson wants it. We'll take it as well. 2:17 to go here in the ball game. Elsberry leads Clopton at 48-44 as you're listening to Championship Basketball on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Pogue Ford, Silex Banking Company, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
48-44 our score. Elsberry leads Clopton here in this championship game. In the first half, Gordon, it was pretty much all Clopton. They were up by as many as 7. Elsberry's led by as many as 6, but here in the second half, it seems to be Elsberry's game.
Yeah, the Elsberry Indians and the Clopton Hawks coming into this ball game, we talked about it before, matched up extremely well. Their post play inside, free throw shooting obviously has made a little bit of a difference, but Elsberry definitely seems to have momentum down the stretch.
I think if you were putting a high school fantasy basketball team together, you would just merge these two. Dotson with it as he walks across the timeline. Hands it off to Kinsler. Kinsler with the left hand over the far side to Wilson, down low inside to Turnbull. Turnbull shoots over top of everybody. Shots up, it's no good. Wilson comes in, gets a loose basketball. Wilson back up top with it to Irving.
Huge possession for Elsberry, even though they didn't come away with any points. They got to keep the clock rolling.
Dotson with the basketball. They're just standing there. They're killing clock. Jenna Wyden's going to have to come out and put a little pressure on as he does. Dotson hands it off to Kinsler. Kinsler guarded by Kuntz. He moves around, goes up, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. And I believe they're going to hit Tyler Kuntz with it. They do.
And the Hawks obviously have fouls to give, so they can use them before shooting. If anything, that could end up turning into a problem for them.
It could. Turnbull with it. Now to Irving. Irving guarded by Hall. Back up top to Kinsler. Kinsler guarded by Kuntz. Now to Dotson. Dotson between the circles. He's guarded by Genowine. Backs up. He finds it a hole. Takes it to the hoop. Shots up and good. Deshaun Dotson with his 6th point. And it's back to a 6-point lead for the Indians. 50-44. Coach Tony Francis wants a timeout. 1:16 to go here in the ball game. Elsberry leads Clopton at the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Northeast Missouri Title Company, and Meyer Implement Company.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, "The sweetest fruits of life come from serving others." And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
See me, Tim Jenkins, at 3404 Georgia Street for a free insurance review.
Follow Area High School Sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
50-44 is our score.
That was a huge possession for Elsberry. They took a minute off the clock and came away with a bucket.
Yeah, down to a minute 16, and Elsberry's up by 6, which you say, oh, that's not that big a deal, but it is in this matchup.
There was, even if they wouldn't have given up, if they wouldn't have made a bucket, just taking a minute off the clock and keeping their 4-point lead would have been a positive stroke for them, but coming away with the bucket as well.
Oh, Elsberry, they force Chase Hall into the backcourt and a turnover. And Coach Tony Francis says it doesn't matter, let's go.
And the Indians are going to look to do what they just did.
So they get it in to Turnbull, and immediately Cash Evans fouls. That's his 3rd. As we mentioned, they definitely have fouls to give. Down to minute 13. My guess is whoever Elsberry gets the ball to, Elsberry's going to...
They're going to have to take a timeout because they were afraid they wouldn't get in time.
They wouldn't, and we'll take one as well. 1:12 to go in the ball game. 50-44 is your score. Elsberry leads Clopton from the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by McMailer & Sons Backhoe and Excavating, Calumet of Missouri, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
All right, now let's see what play we have drawn up here by the Indians and the Hawks as time's starting to run out here in the fourth. Turnbull with it to Irving, and again, that's Malik Marshall who checked in the basketball game. He's going to pick up the foul. Only the fourth team foul. My guess is Coach Tony Francis's goal is to get in and let him foul without him scoring a point. So there's Tyler Kuntz. Again, was his third. Still 2 more to give.
Turnbull hits the floor. Elsberry will inbound again.
He's kind of limping a little bit. So Gavin Reller will come in. Well, right there is kind of a concern for Elsberry, isn't it? That you don't have Turnbull on the court with 1:09 to go.
They may be able to rest him for a few seconds here just while this goes on.
Well, that was an over-the-back then from Dotson. Genowine returned the favor that was given to Chase Hall just a few moments ago. Eric Schaefer from Pike County Memorial Hospital said, nope, I'm good. Or he told Kyle Turnbull, told him he's good.
So Clopton's going to get the ball back.
So Reller comes out. Checking in is Ezekiel Byers.
50-44 the score. 6-point lead for Elsberry with 1:07 on the clock.
They get to Chase Hall. Hall all the way around. He kicks it out to Genowine. Genowine takes it in. Out to Kuntz. Kuntz wants the 3, and it's short. Evans comes in, wrestles with Byers for the rebound, and now they've got a scrum. And Wilson, Byers, and the Evans were down in there on that one. They got to get that one cleaned up. It's a jump ball. Arrow stays with Clopton.
That kid's working hard.
Yeah, he's trying to get that cleaned up. Yeah.
In it.
Yeah, young man doing a heck of a job keeping the facilities the way they should be.
That's right.
He's the facility manager.
So Kuntz now to inbound it. He looks, gets it right into Evans, and it's kicked out by Wilson. Here comes Turnbull back in for Byers. So good to see Wilson, or good to see Turnbull back up. 53 ticks to go. Kuntz again into Genowine. Genowine pulls up for the 3. It's off the mark. Kuntz tries to get the ball. And they're going to say it was last touch by Kinsler.
So Clopton will have a chance to inbound again. 49.1 seconds on the clock, trailing by 6 in the championship game here at the Clopton tournament.
Kuntz looks into Genowine. Back up to Evans. That's Kane. Down low to Cash. Cash goes up off the glass, and it's good.
Elsberry fans looking for the foul.
And, of course, Coach Tony Francis wants to take another timeout. 42 ticks to go, 50-46 our score. You're listening to Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by the Mercantile Bank, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pepsi.
Hello, this is Brittany Hinkey with Community State Bank of Missouri. Now is the perfect time to start saving for retirement. Community State Bank offers competitive rates on traditional and Roth IRAs. Unlike most investments, some contributions may be tax deductible and will grow either tax deferred or tax free. Come in and see one of our IRA representatives in Troy or Bowling Green to maximize your savings opportunities today. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
So, Gordon, I would think that no matter where the ball gets inbound at by Elsberry, immediately they're going to foul. Clopton is.
Yeah, would expect a quick foul here. That's what we saw last time Elsberry had possession.
And that's exactly, they immediately hit Kinsler, and I think it may sound wrong, they kind of sandwiched him, and definitely not what was meant. Kinsler hit the ground immediately. They started helping him up. Chase Hall picks up his first, so they'll foul one more time. And here comes Kyle Turnbull's way back. Malik Marshall gets the ball, and in the near corner with it to Hall. Hall wants the 3, and it's money! Chase Hall with the 3. And whoo, that's a 1-point game.
Huge possession for the Clopton Hawks.
Big play by Malik Marshall coming off the bench.
And I tell you what, all of a sudden this whole gym erupted on that one. We have 30 ticks to go. They're in a timeout. We're going to keep it right here.
Bryce Irving, I think, was the trigger man on that one, and it looked like he saw a streaking Elsberry Indian and was going to try to go the length of the court.
Oh, Kyle Turnbull was all the way down underneath the basket. He had a big lead. If they could have got it down to him, that would have been an easy bucket for Kyle.
As Maddie said, heads up play by Malik.
So 50-49 is our score. Elsberry on top by 1. 30 ticks to go here in this championship matchup. And it's going to be Elsberry's ball. So now Caden Kinsler's going to do it. Based on the way they're lined up, I have a feeling we may see something similar again as Kyle Turnbull and Kane Evans are kind of holding each other's jerseys. They get into Dotson, and immediately Chase Hall tries to take out Phil Yazel again as he fouls Deshaun Dotson.
Chase Hall picks up his second foul.
So Dotson's going to head to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Cash Evans returns now as Marshall takes the seat. Marshall came in, and that's probably a big key block there, a steal for the Indians, and Coach Francis rewards him with a big pat on the head. So Deshaun Dotson at the free throw line. 29 ticks to go. So 1-and-1. First one's up. It's off the front of the rim. It's good. Koontz with the rebound. Koontz pushes it into the front court. He needs some help. Gets it from Hall. Hall hands it off to Genowine. Does Clopton try and go for the last play? Genowine down to Evans. Evans fouled. That's Cash. He's going to go to the free throw line. And Bryce Irving says, I know, I'm done for the night.
Foul number 5 for Irving as he's going to take a seat.
No, it's not. I don't think they did. I think they gave it to Kinsler. They thought it was on Irving, thought it was on him, but they gave it to Caden Kinsler.
Irving was prepared.
First free throw shot, no good.
Cash with one more chance from the free throw line to tie it up.
Shot on the way, and it's tied. 50 all, 17 seconds to go. With it is Kinsler. Kinsler. Looks like they're going to go for the last shot, the Indians are. Dotson with it. Between the circles, back to Kinsler. Kinsler works around. His shot's on the way. It's a no good. Genowine with it. And we are headed to overtime again. 50-50 at the end of regulation. Another overtime match headed our direction. We've got it coming your way from the Clopton High School Gymnasium on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Knight Equipment Company, and Advanced Physical Therapy.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM is brought to you by County Market in Louisiana and Vandalia, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Well, you know it's a good tournament when you have your second overtime game of the tournament as Elsberry, Clopton. Here we go. They're knotted at 50 all. They put 4 minutes on the clock for the overtime matchup.
I feel like this is Gordon Sanders doing. Ever since he showed up, this is our second overtime.
That's true.
Back-to-back overtime games.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're welcome.
Evans, jumping center against Dotson. Elsberry's going to control it as Irving gets the basketball. Brings it into the front court. Now with it to Irving again. He's guarded by Hall. Still man-to-man defense from the Hawks. Dotson now. He's guarding, well, being guarded by Genowine. Genowine's giving him all kinds of space. Kinsler with it, now guarded by Koontz over on the far wing to Turnbull. Turnbull drives that baseline. Oh, nice reverse shot by Turnbull. So back to a 2-point lead by the Indians, 52-50. Kane Evans with it. Kane to Genowine. Genowine brings it back now to Koontz, inside to Cash. Cash makes his way, and he falls down. He's going to travel.
Cash Evans hits the floor, gets called for the travel, and the ball goes back to the Elsberry Indians. 3:16 on the clock in overtime, with Elsberry leading by 2.
Malik Marshall returns to the basketball game.
Big play as the fourth quarter was winding down from Malik in a situation just like this.
They get it into Wilson. Wilson needs some help, gets it to Kinsler. Kuntz hits the ground. Kinsler gets past him. Nothing called. Down to Turnbull. Turnbull shots up and good. He's got all 4 points here in overtime. So Hall comes back the other direction. Gets it in the hands of Kane. Kane out to Genowine. Genowine takes it down, kicks it out to Marshall. Back up top with it to Kuntz. Kuntz takes it in. His running one-hand shot's up. It's no good. He's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line.
That foul's on Turnbull.
And that's 4 for him. Cash Evans is going to return. I have to admit, I must be missing something. Cash has 3 fouls. Coach Francis keeps subbing him in and out for offense for defense. Free throw shot is good by Kuntz. They've held Kuntz to 8 points tonight. 54-51, 2:49 to go in OT. Interesting move as Coach Francis takes the Evans brothers off the blocks and puts them in the backcourt. With Kuntz, second free throw shot on the way, and it's good. It's a 2-point basketball game, 54-52, 2:48 to go in the ball game. We're in overtime. Dotson with the basketball. Brings it near side to Turnbull. Turnbull up top to Dotson again. Dotson holds it high. He's guarded by Genowine. The count has started. Over now to the far side with it to Kinsler. Kinsler to Wilson. Kuntz gets the steal. Genowine has it in his pocket. He's working against Dotson in the backcourt, pushes it into the front court. Down low to Cash. Cash goes cross court to Kane, and Kinsler's going to pick up the foul.
This is going to be called on the floor before Kane has a chance to get a shot off.
Doesn't matter. It's a 1-and-1. And that is Kinsler's 4th foul with 2:16 to go here in overtime.
Quick job of getting a hold of him before he was able to get it out of his hands.
So Kane, free throw shot on the way is good. It's a 1-point game. Kane Evans can tie it up here. 54-53, Indians on top by 1. 2:16 to go here in overtime. Second free throw shot on the way. It's off the back of the rim. With the rebound is Kinsler. Kinsler. He's guarded in the backcourt by Genowine. Now over to Dotson. Dotson brings it in the front court. And we've got a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:04 to go in overtime. Elsberry leads Clopton 54-53. You're listening to Clopton Tournament Action on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Center Locker Service, and PJ's Salon.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, and Bowie General Services.
54-53 is our score. Elsberry on top of Clopton by 1. 2:04 to go here in overtime. I'll be anxious to see what both coaches have drawn up. Elsberry called the timeout, so Kinsler will inbound the basketball.
Mark Twain took the consolation trophy. Louisiana took the 3rd place trophy, and Elsberry and Clopton are battling for the championship right now.
And Louisiana got their win in overtime as well. So Elsberry with the basketball. It's Dotson. Looks like he's going to want to kill a little clock. He hands it off to Irving. Irving takes it to the free throw line, now to Kinsler. And Kinsler's going to be almost tackled by Kuntz. That'll be Kuntz's 4th foul. It's going to send Kinsler to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Have to assume he was looking to send him to the line there.
That would be my guess, except for that gives Kuntz 4 fouls. Not sure if that's kind of what Coach Francis wanted. Free throw shot is good. And my guess is if anybody, they don't want anybody in particular at the free throw line, it's Caden Kinsler.
And it was only a 1-point game. So it's possible maybe he lost his footing and just went down.
Second free throw shot is money as well. Caden Kinsler extending that lead to 3. 56-53, 1:45 to go in overtime. Genowine with it. Genuine guarded by Dotson. Looks for the screen from Cash. Kicks it out to Hall. Hall thought about the three, now gives it to Kane. Kane looks inside, nothing there. Back up top with it to Genuine. Genuine to Hall. Hall at the end of Clopton's bench. Looks inside. He works around, drives the baseline, goes cross court to Cash. Cash's shot's up. It's no good. And we've got an over the back on Cash.
Turnbull comes down with the rebound. Evans goes over the back, so we're going to the other end. And Elsberry now, instead of that 1-point ball game we had before the last foul, Elsberry now has a chance to stretch it to 5 with 4 points in a row from the free throw line.
All he's got to do is make one to make it a 2-possession basketball game, which with a minute 20 left, that's not a big deal. But Turnbull's first free throw shot's up, and it's good. It's a 4-point game, 57-53, 1:20 to go in overtime. This is for the championship trophy. Second free throw shot is money as well. Nice free throw shooting by the Indians. With it is Hall. Hall brings it in the front court all the way down. Dishes it off to Cassius and taken away. And Kane wrestles it down, and it's going to be a foul. But who's it going to be on?
It's going to go against the Indians. Looks like Wilson picking it up.
And that'll be his second. And they're hollering at, we'll call him the little maintenance boy, running out there as everybody was all over the court. They've got the little Hawks out doing this today. I believe the water boys and the maintenance boys come from the youth basketball team here at Clopton High School. So while he does that, Coach Tony Francis takes a minute, talk to his players as Kane Evans gets ready for the one. Oh, no, it's two. That was a 10th team foul.
So Kane's going to the free throw line, a chance to make it a 3-point ball game.
Looking to see what strategy we've got going on here.
58-53 is the score with 1:09 left to go in overtime.
Kane's first free throw shot's on the way, and it's good. He'll get the second. We got some substitutions coming in. Malik Marshall is going to check in for Cash. And they put Malik down low on the block. So again, Kane at the charity stripe. Josh Harvey set to check in if Kane makes this one. And he does not. Turnbull with the rebound. Still a 4-point game with 1:05 to go. And Marshall comes in and fouls Wilson. Wilson will get the 1-and-1. Nope, 2 now. That's a 10th team foul. What a fantastic game, a fantastic end here to the Clopton Invitational Tournament.
1:04 on the clock, 4-point lead for the Indians. A pair of free throws for Wilson, and he makes the first one.
Following this ball game, they'll also hand out the all-tournament team as well. So Wilson stands at the charity stripe. Free throw shot on the way, and it's money. It's a 6-point lead with 1:02 to go here in overtime. Genuine to near side, in some trouble. He goes up. His shot's good. Jordan Genuine. Down to under 50 ticks to go. It's a 4-point game. Coach Johnson wants to take another timeout. We'll do so as well. It'll be a quick one. 60-58 is our score. 2-point matchup here as Elsberry leads Clopton in overtime as you're listening to championship action on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, Bolin Chevrolet, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency.
Think about all that's important to you, your family, your possessions, and your future. Pick up the phone and call Rick Rodhouse from Country Financial. He, along with his staff, will assist you with insurance coverage to protect what matters most, in addition to preparing you for the future. Best of all, Rick will take the time to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. For coverage you need at a price you can afford, contact Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency in Pleasant Hill to chat about your insurance needs today.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102, brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Tim Jenkins, Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a Taste of Philly.
So it's a 4-point game, 60-56 here. We've got 47 ticks to go here in the overtime matchup between Elsberry and Clopton. Elsberry is leading after Jordan Genowine sunk a short jumper. It's going to be Elsberry's basketball. Caden Kinsler to inbound. There, look. Who do they want to get it into? Over to Dotson. Dotson, they fouling. Now be Malik Marshall's third. Deshaun Dotson walks to the other end where he'll get 2.
So for all of those people who always argue that making your free throws is not important.
I feel like you're poking a little fun at me for my keys to the game. That's okay, though. First free throw shot is good. So Kuntz and Cash Evans returns.
Elsberry Indians.
Second free throw shot is money as well. Back to a 6-point lead with 45 seconds to go in this one.
Elsberry Indians 8 for 8 from the free throw line in overtime.
Genowine, another jumper is up. It's no good. Kinsler with the rebound. They throw it up to Irving. Irving's going to take it to the hole. His shot's up and good. Looks like Elsberry is going to walk away with this one as Kuntz looks for the 3. It's no good. Wilson with it, and there's going to be a collision between Wilson and Hall.
Hall's going to pick up the foul.
As Wilson heads to the free throw line again.
So an 8-point lead. Wilson coming to the line for the Indians with a chance to put the Hawks away.
And we've got another timeout. We'll take one as well. 64-56 is our score. Elsberry leads Clopton. Show us in high school basketball on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Pogue Ford, Silex Banking Company, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
Northeast Missouri Title Company is proud to serve Louisiana and the surrounding areas. They also believe, much like the area athletes, hard work and dedication are what lead to a winning team. Northeast Missouri Title Company wishes all area athletes the very best this season and hopes to see everyone out supporting their favorite teams with excitement and good sportsmanship. Northeast Missouri Title Company at 4th and Tennessee Streets in Louisiana.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102 brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
19 ticks to go in overtime right now. Elsberry has the lead at 64-56. And they're getting ready to send Evan Wilson to the free throw line to shoot 2. So
back-to-back overtime games to wrap up the Clopton tournament. Varsity boys play on this Saturday afternoon, turning into Saturday evening with snow falling around parts of the area.
That's what we hear. And it's first free throw shot is missed. Wilson's second one is good. Here comes Genowine. Down to 16, all the way down, goes up, tries to dish it off, and it's Kinsler gets it. Kinsler works it around. He's going to dribble it out. And I think that's how they're going to let this one go. Elsberry's going to pick up the win as they defeat Clopton in overtime. 65-56. We've got your post-game show coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 post-game show is coming up.
Pepsi Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes. When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
Lynn's Heritage House in Louisiana offers affordable, home-like senior living, enabling your loved ones the independence they want and the services they need. Staffed 24 hours a day with low resident to staff ratio and designated areas to visit your loved ones safely, rest assured Lynn's Heritage House provides peace of mind for you and those you love. So if you or someone you know is ready for a retirement home or need care from a hospital stay or surgery, Lynn's Heritage House has rooms ready. Call to set up a tour and visit soon, 754-4020, or visit 800 Kelly Lane in Louisiana.
Hi, this is Brock Mitchell, and I am a physical therapist with Advanced Physical Therapy in Bowling Green. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat everything from sports injuries to work rehabilitation, arthritis, and post-surgical rehabilitation. This includes spinal care, balance issues, and vestibular treatment. You have a choice when it comes to physical therapy, and we hope you choose Advanced Physical Therapy. Conveniently located across from Bowling Green High School on Business 61. Call us today to schedule your next physical therapy appointment at 573-324-6079.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 post-game show on KJFM.
So with the overtime win, it was Elsberry defeating Clopton by the score of 65-56. In the end of the first quarter, Clopton led 13-9, went into the locker room up by 2 at the half, 24-22. At the end of third quarter, it was Elsberry at the lead, 38-34. And, of course, at the end of regulation, we were all knotted up at 50 apiece. And I tell you what, Gordon, that was a crazy overtime.
It was, and Elsberry found themselves regularly at the free throw line. The ironic part to that was maybe the Clopton Hawks, to pull themselves back into the game, had to commit the fouls, which ended up being the nail in the coffin for them down the stretch.
And it sometimes, well, I should say, in my opinion, it usually kind of pans out that direction. And they're announcing the all-tournament team. We will get to that in just a few moments. The Louisiana cheerleaders look like they won the cheer award this year, so congratulations to them. While we're waiting on the final awards to be handed out, let's take a look down at some scoring. Looks like Kane Evans ended up the leading scorer for the Hawks tonight, 16 points. Cash came in, put up 13. Both Tyler Kuntz and Chase Hall had 9 apiece. Jordan Genuine with 6, and Josh Harvey with 3.
For the Elsberry Indians, they were led in scoring by Caden Kinsler, who had 20 points. Kyle Turnbull gave him 18 points, a dozen points from Evan Wilson. All of Evan Wilson's points came in the second half. 8 points from Deshaun Dotson. Again, all of Dotson's points came in the second half as well. And 7 points from Bryce Irving as well to round them out. Final score in overtime, 65-56. The Elsberry Indians take the championship of the Clopton tournament as they defeat the Clopton Hawks.
All right, making your all-tournament team from Winfield was Braden Creech. From Louisiana, Jack Logan. From Clopton, Kane Evans and Tyler Kuntz. From Mark Twain, Sam Northcutt. And the most outstanding player from Elsberry was Kyle Turnbull. So, again, we'll have a full recap of all those online at kjfmradio.com. We'll see if we can grab Coach Caleb Johnson for you coming up. We'll take a quick break on the post-game show. We'll return and wrap things up from Clopton after this on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Northeast Missouri Title Company, and Meyer Implement Company.
Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, and we've got the lot looking good and ready to go. We've got something for everybody's budget. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. The Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing MercBK Mobile. With the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account, you'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Bundle at Pike County Mutual Insurance and save. Ask about the great rates on your personal vehicle, farm trucks, big or small, or even your motorcycle and side-by-sides. Stop by and see myself, Corey Buchanan, or Kathy Gamm at your hometown insurance company since 1895. Pike County Mutual Insurance on the square in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
We are in the post-game show after an exciting tournament. We had 2 overtime games to wrap things up, Gordon. Early on this afternoon, Mark Twain got the win over Monroe City, 48-37 to take the consolation trophy. Then in the first overtime game, it was Louisiana picking up the win over Winfield, 66-55. And then in this one, we knew it was going to be a great game, and it was everything we had hoped it would be, as Elsberry came out, got the win in overtime over Clopton, 65-56. But I tell you what, I can't tell you I've seen 2 teams compete better than we have in this final game.
And it was a battle in both games to get to overtime as well. We're going to have a chance to talk with Elsberry Indians head coach Caleb Johnson. Congratulations, Coach. Heck of a job.
Appreciate it, man. It was I'm sweating. It was a game, great game to be a part of. Like I love this atmosphere. This is like a district type, sectional type atmosphere, and I'm just proud of my guys for coming out and competing hard.
Well, Coach, talk to us a little bit about your game plan coming into this game, since you two have already met this season.
Well, they came and shocked us a little bit. I mean, I knew Tony would have them ready when they came to play us. Those guys compete, and they run their stuff well. And they got 2 big guys in there that gave us problems the first time. So we knew this second time we had to kind of make some lineup adjustments, different guys, guarding different guys, and just gave more of a fight this time. We kind of just rolled over the first time, and I thought we fought. It took us a half to really get going, but when we did, we looked a lot better that second half. So,
talk to us a little bit about your seniors out there tonight. Man, they were stellar.
Man, they are. I told them during our last time out that I've never in my 10 years coaching enjoyed coaching more than I do those guys. I mean, they have been through it all these past 4 years, and I really just love each and every one of them like my own child. So,
would you speak to some of the changes you made going into the second half?
Yeah, we just want to try to pick the pace up a little bit, see if we can get the big guy in trouble again. It didn't really work out for us, but our main thing was just getting up and down and running our offense. We didn't really run stuff the first half, but we looked a lot cleaner the second half trying to do stuff.
A couple kids shifted gears in the second half. Wilson started to show up from a point standpoint, from a scoring standpoint in the second half. Also Dotson.
Yeah.
Who neither one were involved in the first half at all, scoring-wise.
Right, and they looked a little timid. I told some of them at halftime they looked like they were a little timid and not playing up to their abilities. I thought Evans had a great tournament, probably should have been an all-tournament team, but, there's only so many guys that are picked for that. But I thought he's played his best 3-game stretch of his whole high school career this week. And Deshaun's finally being a point guard for me. First half he was looking to set guys up. Second half he looked to get downhill a lot more and make layups. So it was great.
So what's this win mean to you, taking the championship of the Clopton tournament now as a catalyst into the back half of the season?
Yeah, I think, we've been playing our best ball these past 5 or 6 games, doing stuff that we've been wanting to do the entire season. This was our 4th year since I've been here. We've got a nothing the first year, consolation the second year, 3rd place last year. So this was great for my seniors to go out on top with the championship. And I really think that this could really get us going as we get into emo conference play. And it's going to be a tough game like this every single night with the emo. You know that.
All right, Coach, what does next week look like for you?
Yeah, we got a quick turnaround, go to Monroe, our Van Far on Monday, and then we go to Louisiana for their homecoming on Friday. So it's 2 really tough road tests. We don't have a home game all January. I don't know what I was doing, but I think it'll get us ready for the postseason. So it's going to be good. I just hope Deshaun is okay. He hurt his shoulder there towards the end, but I'm going to really enjoy this win and enjoy my time with my seniors. So,
Coach, congratulations again on your win. Please pass our congratulations along to your Indians team. That was a fantastic end to a great tournament.
I will. I appreciate you guys doing this. My family in Kentucky gets to watch it, so I thank you guys for doing that.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach Caleb Johnson with the Elsberry Indians picking up the championship trophy here at the Clopton Invitational. We'll take one final break. We'll be back, wrap things up from Clopton here on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by McMailer & Sons Backhoe and Excavating, Calumet of Missouri, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank & Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank & Trust app today. People's Bank & Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Did you know our agency currently offers over 30 programs and services to our communities? The Women, Infant, and Children's Program, infant through adult immunizations, car seat safety courses, diabetes counseling, and of course our amazing home health and hospice programs, just to name a few. Learn more by visiting our website at pikecountyhealth.org and see what services you and your family could benefit from.
This is Michael Mudd, president of Silex Banking Company. Through the years, we've continually upgraded and added new technology. With internet banking, we offer all the modern banking conveniences. Visit silexbank.com to check balances, transfer funds, make loan payments, view statements, and pay bills. Silex Banking Company also offers mobile banking and mobile check deposit. Silex Banking Company, still locally owned and operated in the same responsible manner when it began in 1892. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Well, it's been a fun week here at Clopton High School. We appreciate, again, the communities all coming out, the fans making it such a fun week. Lots of excitement. Congratulations to all the teams that took home some hardware.
And thank you to everybody at the school and all the hard work done behind the scenes as well. We're not just talking about the hospitality room.
We may be giving a little bit more favoritism to the hospitality room. No, we're just kidding. I mean, Coach Tony Francis does a good job of getting us ready to go this week, along with Dean Street and, of course, Todd Smith. And
right down to some of the Little Hawks doing a heck of a job with floor duty.
They were doing a great job. Everybody chipped in and helped out to make it a great week. Hopefully everybody here at the gym still makes it home safely, as we know some winter weather is coming in. But, Gordon, we've got lots of high school basketball still coming up in January.
Stay tuned to Eagle 102 and, of course, online, kjfmradio.com. We'll have a lot more information headed your direction as basketball is in full swing.
It is. Remember, you can find a full recap of scores online at the scoreboard page at kjfmradio.com. Any final thoughts for this evening?
Outstanding week of basketball, just like you said. Being able to wrap up with 2 overtime games on Saturday night, that's kind of fun.
It is. So want to extend thanks again to everyone from Maddie Ingram, Greg Pitzer, Gordon Sanders. I'm Marianne Everhart. You've been listening to Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.